What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Welcome on to Tuesday Tea Time. It's your guy, Icky Timey, and today we're here for another great time. Hey, this is the season to get down, so I know there's gonna be a lot of eating and a lot of chilling. And while we're not congregating like we do every other year, there's still some things that we're gonna be doing, like having some good food, trying to lay low and relax, and that may create a little bit of like discomfort. You may feel like, oh man, like I need to stay on top of my physical game, my mental game, my emotional game. So this month, we're going to talk to a few people to help us through that. Today, I'm going to be hanging out with a couple great human beings. What's up, Don D's? What is up, Eustace, Laurie? It is good to have you guys on. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for the rest of you guys for joining on. If you just popped on, feel free to comment, say what's up. Let us know where you're coming from. I'm running a little hot. Let me turn down a little bit here. Check. Better. So yeah. Feel free to comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Would love to hear from you. I'm gonna be hanging out today with a couple really cool dudes. So Gamal Alexander is one of our pastors here at Southern California, and he is a speaker. He's a pastor. He's an author. He's come out with quite a few books. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that. He's going to go over some things like mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. It's going to be real nice. Looking forward to that. And another guy today that's coming on is Aaron Waters. This guy and I go way back. We're boys. Our families hang out. We try to vacation together, because we're broke, so we're always going to like cheap places, but we do a lot of chilling together. And he's one of these fellas who has been a big part of my life and my family's life, him and his clan. But he's also have worked in the field of physical therapy, helping people with mobility, function, fitness. So we have him on today. He's going to help us through get some working out. And we're going to actually do some working out today. He's gonna give us some workouts. So I want you to work out with me. I've got a t-shirt. I'm gonna tear this shirt off, y'all. I'm gonna just rip it off my body, and we're gonna work out here in a little bit. So I want you to join in that workout. Gamal is also going to share one of his books today, and because you're on and because we love you guys, we're gonna ship out a book to you. So somebody out here is gonna be able to get a free copy of one of Gamal's great books. It might be the one on faith or one on grace, but really fantastic work. Hi, Ann. How are you? Good to see you on here. Ann said, hey, possibly not the brightest idea to be multitasking, hanging out with you guys at the same time. Yes, as grading a pile of essays, but who cares? That's right, Ann. Who cares? I'm so glad you're on with us. I'll make it worth your while. You can do some burpees with us or something like that. No, I don't know. No burpees for you. But yeah, so we're gonna be chilling with these two boys, and they're gonna be putting us through some good stuff. So you're not going to miss out today. That's Aaron Waters and Gamal Alexander. Before we do that, though, we have the Say Hello campaign that we've been pushing here for our conference, because we want other people to get to know you, and we want you to be known by other people, especially during these times of isolation. So make sure, if you want to be part of this, go ahead and go to www.sec.adventist.org/say hello. We'd love to drop your story in there and a picture of you, and let you be known out there. Anyways, today our Say Hello highlight is Joshua Ballas, who shares that the epiphany of this season for him has been so many things that give him and all of us security are truly vulnerable. I see how easily our plans can fall through, he suggests. So it reminds him to ask the question, where do we put our faith? In the things of this world or in God? Thanks, Josh, for inviting us into the quest of being a community that's constantly seeking after God and not things. If you'd like to be part of that, highlight it, please let us know. We'd love to have you on. Hey, Jillian, welcome on, my girl. I was hoping to see you here. Oh, yeah, Jill and Ann are connecting. And our guy, Matt Bologno, welcome on too. All of you guys, really excited. Let's get this rocking. Eustace, you might get this book today, my bro. This might be your lucky day. Well, let's get going. Right. What is up, my fellas? How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good.
Doing great.
Oh
Doing
man,
very well.
I love it when I'm on with sexy men, man. It makes me feel sexy, man. Hold on, just stretch this out right quick.
Now, be warned. This is about a size too small, so it's giving off the impression. Yes, that if you were here in person, it would be a different story. But
Look.
we're gonna rock it anyway.
I regularly share
rocket.
clothes with my daughter, but she's big boned, so So, guys, this is Tuesday tea time, and we are having tea here with us today. So, tell me, are you drinking something? Do you have a drink of some sort near you?
I do not. I just finished drinking some water. Now, but before you give me any kudos I don't deserve, I acted the fool over Thanksgiving. So I am confined to water for at least the next 7 days. So this is my own personal quarantine. So
Good
that's
on
where I
you.
am.
Good.
Well, I definitely drink water, but one of my sports drinks that I drink it's called Scratch.
Scratch.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
This was actually produced by somebody, I don't even remember their name, but they went to PUC. They produced this.
Wow.
And it's a great product for hydration, non-GMO. It's great. So that's what I use for hydration when I'm doing a lot of cardio or workouts.
So, for those of you who may not know, PUC stands for Pacific Union College. It's one of our Christian college, private school colleges up in the Napa Valley. I went there for a stint, and then they invited me to leave. Aaron went there for a longer stint and did fairly well. And Gamal is a heretic from the East Coast, so
Yeah, they wouldn't let me in, so
Right.
I didn't bother.
Right. My girl Jillian on here actually graduated from PUC. That's her alma mater. So shout out to PUC and to Jill. You said the stuff is called Scratch.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's called Scratch, and this was actually recommended to me by a friend because I was doing Gatorade for a while, but it has a lot of high sugar content, and so I was looking for something that was a little bit healthier, and this works great.
Yes.
So
I can't wait till I can't wait till he comes out with his sequel for that. Sniff.
Right. Flavored water with a twist.
Your flavored water with a twist.
There you go.
It's lemon, not lemon. Man, we some broke people, man. Sorry, everybody. That's how we rolling. So before we get really into this, Gamal or Aaron, do you guys have any shout outs, people you want to give some love to, man? Let's do that right now. Give a shout out.
If I start, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Ooh, you will, I know.
Because I know I'm gonna forget somebody. But of course, the Compton community, Seventh-day Adventist Church, is always near and dear to my heart. So I can't forget to mention them. And of course, and friends, family, friends who are like family, loved ones. Appreciate you all.
That was so good. That was so pastorish, Gamal. You covered your bases ambiguously. That's beautiful.
Man, listen, I have been in so much trouble before.
Right.
That I have learned over the years how to stay out of it. So, I'm the guy who calls everybody darling because I can't remember your name.
Yes.
That's me. So
Yes.
I've had to learn those tricks and tips over the years.
Ooh, that's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Look at that. Being stung by experience teaches you things.
Yeah, it teaches you things, man.
Oh, good.
How to stay out of doghouse.
Right. What about you, Aaron?
I have the same problem. I can't remember names, but I will not forget a face.
Yes.
Because I am married to my wife, who's Filipina, I now call everybody uncle, auntie, and it's great because I never have to forget or remember your name.
I need to look into that.
You need to check. It's a good thing, Gamal.
Uncle, auntie.
It's great.
I like that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was in Hawaii one time. And this 70-year-old lady called me uncle. I was so mad, though. I was so mad, y'all. Ain't no way I'm your uncle. Lady, you're like 50 years older than me. How dare you? I was so offended, man. I wanted to throw the food back at him, but the food was too good. So I kept it and I ate it. And I was disgruntled.
She forgot your name.
Yeah. Well, call me a nephew or call me little boy or little brother. Well, you can call me, hey, grandpa. No, how dare you? Rude, man. Rude. Jillian says, Gamal, I think I remember you from seminary. Do you remember Jillian? It was Jillian Spencer before Jillian Lutz.
I would remember the face before I remember the name.
Jillian put you into it. She put you in that ringer.
So my apologies. If I were to see the face, I'm sure it would jog my memory.
Yeah, nice one, Jillian. Shout out to that. That was a smooth move. So now you two come from different perspectives, but you're doing the work that is actually good, and so one of you deals with health physically, and one of you deals with health internally, like mental, emotional. Yeah. This is a job of a pastor. People don't understand. You deal with emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being of people and community. I want to start with Aaron. Aaron, did you always want to do this? Was this something like you as a child, you just knew you were going to do?
No, it actually wasn't. Growing up, you have those dreams. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a pilot. I want to be, police officer. But as I got older, it went from architect to actually doing ministry to possibly a PE teacher in education. And I landed on physical therapy because I wanted something that would help people, that I could interact with people, but that also enabled me to expand more. I wouldn't be, just in one area. And I think physical therapy allows you to do that because there's so many areas that you can work with, so many age ranges that you can work with, and a variety of things. So it took a little time.
Absolutely. What about you, G? Did you know you wanted to be a pastor? Was this your dream to make all that money?
Yeah, the money and the fame. So, quick story. When I was 8 years old, I walked into the fellowship hall of our church, and they were serving cheesecake.
Ooh,
and at the time, cheesecake was my absolute favorite. They kept bypassing me, however, because I was 8 years old, and of course I was waiting in line, and I noticed that they were taking it to the table up front, and the guy in the center of the table got the biggest piece of cheesecake. I wanted to find out why, and it turned out he was a pastor. And so from that moment on, I kid you not, I wanted to be a pastor. Now, I didn't know that years later, not only would I not get the biggest piece of cheesecake, but all this other responsibility would come along with it. But that was my calling at 8 years old.
Pastors, can you feel him, man?
I said, man, if that's what it takes to get served the biggest piece, then that's just
they treated you like it was communion, man. They went right past you.
Went right past. I don't even think they saw me, and they just headed straight to the table. I said, you know what? There will be a day where you will bring that to my table, and I'm still waiting on that day. It's been 20 years of ministry. I'm still waiting on them to bring that to my table.
Bruv, I'm gonna bring you a piece of cheesecake. Listen to me.
Please bring me.
I'm gonna send it from Cheesecake Factory to your house. All right, and you don't have to share with anybody. You eat it in your closet, and you just
my cheesecake. That's what I need.
Your cheesecake. Eustace, the power of cheesecake. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, man.
Absolutely. Aaron, so first of all, I just want to, before I ask you the next question, we are hanging out with Aaron Waters and Gamal Alexander, both men doing wonderful things in their community, serving this world. And if you happen to be watching along, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Look at these gentlemen, and I want you to say to yourself, yes, you can. All right? You put your back into it, put some work into it, trust God, and he's going to get you there. Now, with that said, Aaron, what do you see the most in your field? So you've been at this a long time, over a decade at least.
Yes, actually about 16 years.
16 years. Is
That
there
may
one
be kind of
particular
telling
thing?
on my age.
Hey, you used to say earlier, black don't crack.
Hey. You know, there is something that I see mostly in my field, and it would probably be a lot of back injuries, and that is due to years of bad posture, whether it's tied to your what you do, your livelihood, or if you have an injury that causes some kind of traumatic event, and you will experience back issues probably for the rest of your life. So I would say back problems are probably the most common, or core pelvic issues that are most commonly seen.
Oh, pelvic issues. That's another issue, y'all. We'll talk about that another day. Wait, what? Sorry, Aaron.
They can be serious, though. They can be serious.
They can. Easy up on that pelvic. Aaron, is it when you see these back issues, do you see it from a particular group of people in a particular occupation, or is it just across the field? People just tend to have back issues.
Generally, it is tied to occupations. So when I say back, that means from the neck all the way down. Office workers, those who work in an office in front of a desk, have a lot of issues because of the lack of good posture. You're hunched all day, you're over a keyboard, and you know your posture isn't that great. And so over a period of time, if you're not doing something to alleviate that or correct it, it's going to cause issues. You also see mechanics, truck drivers, anything where you're just hunched over doing that work for an extended period of time, you're going to see a lot of back problems.
Wow. So if you're watching along and you haven't had some back problems, this is going to be a good episode for you. We're going to talk about some things we can do to help our core as well as exercising. So what is your favorite part of being a minister besides cheesecake?
Besides cheesecake.
Yeah.
Well, besides cheesecake and pelvic issues. Let's see.
Say that word, my bro. Say that word.
Yes. Whatever facet of ministry it is, and there's so many aspects, right? We often think of ministry as simply standing behind a pulpit and talking. And there's so much more to it. You're sharing Jesus' love in as many different ways as you can. Ministry. And my favorite part of getting to do that full time is when it's shared and it makes a difference. Now, the difference can be small, it can be immediate, it can be great, it can be long term. But anytime you get to see a difference, like a teacher when the light comes on, like a mechanic when the car starts, anytime you get to see a difference, some turning of the corner, some change in perspective, maybe even a change in life, that's a win. That's a good day, because we're in that business. We're in the business of sharing this love that is going to change minds, change perspectives, change lives if it's shared. That's my favorite part.
All right, now I'm going to ask you the opposite of that, Gamal. You've been pastoring for quite some time. What is your least
20
favorite?
years, man.
Woo, 20 years. Good
20
night.
years.
Man,
20 years.
that's a full grown-up right there, man.
Listen.
Wow.
And I will tell you without hesitation that anyone who knows me they can confirm this. My least favorite part is meetings.
Ooh,
So I am not
cheers.
an administrator.
Here, here.
I don't find joy in sitting around talking about stuff that we could be doing. I would much rather come to the consensus that we all came to before the meeting anyway,
Right.
and go ahead and put the plan into action. If you notice, your most effective organizations and tend to be efficient and streamlined. They're not sitting around for hours on end talking about what they should be talking about to eventually do. But on the other end of that spectrum, your bureaucracies, which are the least efficient, they invest in meetings. They're in the business of having meetings. They put obstacles and red tape in the way to force you to meet because they think that somehow the meeting equals productivity, when in fact a meeting just equals a meeting. There's just nothing productive about sitting down and talking. It is enacting the plan that actually causes the production. And so I've developed a healthy distaste for meetings over the years, to put it mildly.
Right. Oh man, that's a word. Ruby totally agreed with you too. She was like, "Yes, preach."
I don't like
It's
the
true.
meeting.
It's true. What about you, Aaron? What's the most difficult part of your job?
Well, I've worked in different areas, and I think for each of those areas, the difficulty was different for that specific area. Currently, I'm working on home health physical therapy, and so I think one of the biggest difficulties for me now is not so much schedule management, but creating the schedule. Because I'm basically my own employer, I guess you could say, self-contracted. Right. So I make my schedule. I call my patients. I have to do basically my payroll. So all of that has to be done. And when I get home, I still have to do the paperwork from the day's work. So I think the biggest problem, I guess you could say, or difficulty, is managing all of that time and making sure I still have time for the family and time for the kids and the wife, with all of that. Because when I leave work doesn't necessarily stay at work. Work comes home with me.
Right.
So I think that's probably the most difficult aspect right now.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, you've got me fixing my posture every 2 seconds now, man. You've been talking about back issues. I keep straighten up around here. If you're catching up with us, everybody, welcome. I am on with Aaron Waters and with Gamal Alexander, two professionals in their field who work on internal, emotional, mental health, spiritual health, as well as physical mobility, functional health. And we want to do some of that today as we're leading into the Christmas season. You can tell I've got my little Christmas setup today. I got green and red, little Christmas tree right there. Don't be mad at me, those of y'all who don't believe in Christmas trees. It's all right. Jesus died for all of us. God bless you. But we are here together, hanging out. And guys, as we get going, I really want to move into this. Let's get practical and tangible and do some stuff. So you guys down to do it?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah, let's do it.
Gamal, you look like you outside. You ready to make this happen? Y'all know Gamal's been working out, man. He's been doing things, so I'm happy.
I have to. You talk about that mental health. I need it. That's my therapy, man.
Shoot, man. Amen to that. So what we're going to do is Aaron's going to take us through a few things, and then afterwards we're going to talk about the internal stuff with Gamal, and he's going to give us quite a few tips. And then at the end, of course, we're going to play Love One, Leave One, and then we're going to talk about the book, and we're going to give you a book. So somebody out there is going to get a book. In fact, two of you may get a book. We'll see how this goes. But we just want to make sure that those of as viewers, we appreciate you. We love you. By the way, if you haven't yet, push that like button and that subscribe button, because we'd love for you to keep getting notifications. Okay, Aaron, let's start here, my man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, I'm actually sitting at a desk. So behind me here, for those of you who kind of watch and maybe don't know, this is a stand-up desk behind me. And normally when I'm not on tea time, I'm standing up on it. I've got a screen that I put there and I use, and I'm standing when I'm working. But this could easily be my setup for a long time if I come today and I feel like that. And I know there's a lot of people and students and kids who are sitting in front of the screen a lot during this time. What are some practical tips or things we can do while we're in this position to keep our core and our body and our posture in good standing?
Well, one of the things that I try and teach, especially people that are office workers in front of desks, is really stretching. That's what you have to incorporate when you're in that position, because when you're in a position for a long period of time, the body becomes conditioned to that. And so the best thing you can do is take breaks. So if you know you got to work for an hour, take like maybe a 30-second break, or in between that time, break it up, and a half an hour, take a break, or even in 15 minutes, take a break at each 15 minute, and just do a couple of stretches. Some of the stretches that I would recommend for someone who's in a small area, a office space, they're very simple. First one would be the shoulder rolls.
Oh, yeah.
So you can do backward shoulder rolls, and just do it for, a good 15 to 20 seconds. Okay? You can do forward
already.
And then you can do forward and backwards. Okay? So that will actually help to just lighten the shoulders up, because you're hunched, they're heavy, and you need to loosen them up.
Mine are so heavy because of my muscles.
Right.
That's right.
Because of all that.
Bodybuilding.
I know it looks like fat, but really it's don't confuse the two.
So the second one I'll have you do is neck rolls. Now, with the neck rolls, you want to be careful. Don't go all the way around when you do it. Just go from side to side. So I'll give you a demonstration. So just doing a small neck roll arc.
Ooh, feels good.
Okay. And then go back to the other side.
Now, in your professional opinion, if I hear anything crack or pop, does that mean I'm old? Like what's happening?
That means that you are needing to stretch more, which could mean you are old, or you just don't stretch enough.
That's I was like, that's a very polite way of saying this. I'm old.
What if I smell almonds when I'm doing it? No, I smell cheesecake.
Oh man, that means do your laundry.
That's a good word.
So the last one I would have just 3 exercises: the shoulder rolls, the neck rolls, and then just correcting the posture. So if you're slouched like this, leaning forward, just every so often while you're in that chair, just sit up, arch the back slightly so that you get a good stretch.
Like the superhero that I am.
Ooh,
there you go.
Feel that.
And bring those shoulders back.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And you can just do that a few times.
Wow.
And while they may seem very simple, these are just there's light exercises that will help your body to loosen up so that you won't be stuck in that position for hours on end, and you'll feel a difference when your day's over.
Nice. Okay, Aaron, what about say someone is more of a couch potato? They by they I mean me. but let's not point that out. They've been married with kids, and they like to sit on their couch a lot, and but they want to start getting a little bit of exercise in. Can you give us a few things we could do right now that will help us start into the road of getting that exercise in?
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of what you do depends on what you're trying to do. So, are you trying to do a cardio workout? Are you trying to do like a building muscle? Are you trying to? So, there's a lot of variation with workouts that you can do for specific purposes. But to just show you some basic things that you can do at home. Yes, I can show you that, and I'm gonna go ahead and move this camera back a little bit.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna join you guys on that floor. I'm gonna switch over. It's the first time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first time we've ever tried to do something like this. Please try this at home. Actually, do try this at home. Do it along with us.
All right. Okay, so we'll start with some basic standing exercises for the
All
couch
right.
potato, or people that want to start doing some things. You know, grab a chair and stand with the chair for support. Okay. And we're going to just start with some squats. Down and back up. Now, when you do your squats, make sure that your heel does not come off the ground.
All right.
Okay?
Glad you said something I was wrong already.
Heel off the ground. Keep that heel on the ground. Come down. Try and keep your back as straight as you can. Keep that heel on the ground. Come down. Try and keep your back as straight as you can. Keep that heel on the ground. Try and keep your back as straight as you can. Keep that heel on the ground. Okay.
Ricky, you all right?
All right. How we feeling? We sweating yet?
You all right?
Okay, next one. Next one. I want you to take your leg. Okay, next one. Next one. I want you to take your leg.
Take the leg.
And we're going to kick out to the side.
Kicking out to the side.
There we go.
If you're at home, join us. Get up off your chair. Hold on to the chair back and do that. Do that right there. I know I'm not doing it, but just pretend like I'm doing
it. You don't hurt yourself.
Yes, please don't hurt yourself.
Please don't hurt yourself.
All right.
I'm going to do it straight from my desk.
Now, with these exercises, it's always important to make sure you're doing the proper technique. A lot of times when people do this exercise, they want to turn their foot out, and so they're compensating with their quads, which are stronger muscles. But we want to work the side muscles here. So you want to keep the foot straight and go straight out. Then go ahead and switch over to that other leg and do the same thing.
Now, Aaron, are you going to massage us after this?
Yeah.
I will come to wherever you are, sir.
I'm gonna call Jima up and have him do that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's not bad. I hope you're doing this at home, everybody. I see you guys watching along, but I don't see you commenting, which hopefully means you're actually getting a little bit of stretching and fitnessing in there.
Good. Okay, last one. We're just gonna do some basic lunges, okay?
Oh, lunges.
The lunges, a little bit, we're gonna take it up a notch. And with the lunges, you wanna just make sure you're keeping good posture with your back. 1 foot forward.
Right on, Jillian.
Coming down and back up. Switch the leg.
Have I mentioned how much I dislike this?
Feel the burn.
I'm not a lunges kind of a guy. Ooh.
Feel the burn.
You know what? If you're watching along, this actually means you can do this right in your office. I don't have a very big office.
Neither do I.
Do it in your office. Do it in your porch. Do it in your living room.
All right.
Wherever you are.
Do it wherever you are.
Okay, we don't have anybody passing out, do we?
No, not
Close.
yet, I don't think.
All right, good.
All right, Don D's
All right.
as well. I'm totally doing everything in double time. Much better man than me.
That could be what is known in the business as a lie.
Did you say a liar?
We're not sure. I'm gonna have to check the sources on that one because I haven't known it. So let's see.
All right, so those are just some basic, not too intense, but exercises that can be done just about anywhere that you are, and you can vary as far as the difficulty or how many you do to increase your not only your fitness but your capability to do more. So as you get better, you can up the number of how many you do, and you can also, there are ways to also like you can use weights on the legs, you can use weights when you do your lunges. So there's many ways to increase the difficulty of that exercise so as you get better.
Do you have a time duration that you think would be important for us to do? Like, should we aim for like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes?
Well, daily, you should at least be able to get 20 to 30 minutes in of just light exercise. Even if it's just walking. It's always recommended to get something light. Like for me, especially during this pandemic, I picked up cycling. Well, I picked it up slightly before the pandemic. But it has been an amazing tool to be able to get engaged and still be able to exercise when I can't do all those other integrated sports that where people are gathering together. So
Aaron, let
definitely
me ask you another
pick
question.
up something.
While we're working on this, before we move on to our internal stuff, by the way, if you are catching up with us, welcome to Tuesday Tea Time. I'm hanging out with Aaron Waters and Gamal Alexander. We are talking about fitness, physically, as well as mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We're going to get to that realm next when we talk with Gamal. But right here, Aaron is kind of walking us through some good tips on mobility, function, as well as fitness. That was for those of you who are just coming off, pausing from any kind of fitness labor. But I want to ask Aaron, what about those of us, and by us I mean others, not myself, what about those of us who are looking for more moderate or even a little bit more advanced kind of a workout when it comes to finding time and maybe in a space like this? Can you give us a few workouts we can do?
Oh, most definitely. That will definitely get you sweating and will get your heart rate up.
Gonna make you sweat. Sweat. Nobody? No? Okay. Welcome back, 90s. Go ahead,
Aaron. One of these you want to make sure, I always tell somebody, before you start any moderate to heavy exercise, always check with your doctor. If you have any condition that's going to maybe prevent you from doing that, you always want to definitely check with your doctor to see if you're cleared for something like that. With that being said, another important thing as far as with exercise is to always make sure that you have a stretch regime when you're doing exercise. A lot of the research has changed over the years, where they've talked about you shouldn't do ballistic stretching, or you should do ballistic stretching. One of the things that I've learned is that when you are about to get into an activity where you're going to be moving, you actually want to engage in a little bit of ballistic stretching.
And by ballistic, what do you mean? So to help define that for those of us who are not physical ed people.
Okay. So a ballistic stretch would be where you are actually stretching in motion. So a lot of places you might see is if you see soccer players warm up before the game and they're doing those long kicks up, long kicks up, that's ballistic stretching.
Got it.
And that's just to condition their muscles for the activity that they're about to engage in.
Got it.
One of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to do sustained stretch over a long period of time right before an activity. Because what happens is you gain range of that muscle, but you haven't strengthened that muscle within that range. So you're more than likely to pull something. When you get out there and exercise.
A ballistic stretch is something that's more of a dynamic movement that people would do.
Dynamic movement.
Okay.
Yes, dynamic movement.
Stay away from things that are static or like long overstretch. Is that what you're saying?
Prior to doing an activity. Now, after the activity, that's when you want to do your long sustained stretch.
Got it.
Because you've worked those muscles out. You want to get them stretched out again.
Fantastic.
And as you do sustained stretch and you gain more range, then you want to work out within that new range that you've got.
Okay. Very good.
So let's get. We're gonna do some serious working out here now.
I hope that was helpful for you guys. Those tips. We're gonna do a little bit of that moderate to advanced workout. Because I didn't talk to my doctor, I can't join you guys, but I'll watch along and cheer you on. If I can do it with a stretch of these earphones, I definitely will join in on this workout, Aaron.
All right. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard of a lot of different exercise routines, as far as P90X, Insanity, and all those. You know, they all have different things that you can bring together to create small workouts that are very beneficial. The first one I'm going to show you, which many people love and hate, is the burpees.
Ooh.
Okay? Yeah.
So
Hello.
go ahead.
My doctor actually advised against those too.
I go to the same doctor.
Yeah, I've seen you there actually. I've seen you.
Come on now. We're gonna do as many as you can. All right.
Well, that's gonna be half.
All right.
Here we
Let
go.
me know when you're ready.
Okay,
All right,
now Aaron,
are we ready?
I'm gonna have to take off my headset because otherwise I will rip the whole thing out when I go down for that burpee. So, do you want to? Because I won't be able to hear you anymore. Do you want to give me a number that I should go for?
100.
Mercy came on running.
We're gonna try. We want to break a sweat, so we're gonna try for 10.
All right. So you're saying as soon as I break that sweat to stop. My friends, if you've not done a burpee before, I want to invite you. Jump in on this burpee workout. You can do it right in your office. I'm in my office. You can do it outside like Pastor Gamal is. You can do it at home like Brother Aaron's doing right now. Aaron, can you show us what a burpee looks like before we go into it for those who may not have done one before?
Yes, I'm going to demo that right this minute. Okay.
Demo.
So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to jump up.
Woo.
Okay. Come down.
Uh-huh.
Extend the back of the feet. Push up. Up. And you're done with the first one.
Ooh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you through that one more time.
Yeah, it's like going into the grave and resurrection. Come on, man. Take us through it.
Yeah.
And again. All right?
Aha.
All right.
All right,
Are we
so
ready?
For those of you watching along, I want to invite you to get up right now. We're going to do some of these. I'm going to take my headset off, and my guy is help me through. Matt's going to help me out. I'm going to do them outside here, and we're going to try to shoot for 10. 10, all right, Aaron?
I'm going to try not to pass out.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah, all right, here we
All
go.
right,
Join us,
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Ooh.
Did he start? I don't know. Look at the screen. Yes. Go.
2, 3, 4, 5.
How many are you going at? I got one more. 2 more.
7. We're good here. 8.
I think that was 10, but
9.
around 3, I started making up my own numbers.
10.
I may have only done 6 or 2.
All right. That's awesome.
10 longest burpees in my life.
Listen, around 2, I started multiplying. I just want to
2,
put that-
4, 6, 10. Very
But
good.
whoa, the
About 8, I started seeing black spots.
Aaron, can you show us one burpee that is kind of a it's a what do you call it? Like
Modification.
a modified burpee.
Modification. Let's see. So, depends on whether you can do the jump or not. If you can't do the
Right.
jump, so like say you're pregnant or you're
Or fat middle-aged man.
or just can't
Not talking about
can't
anybody.
jump,
Or
particular.
Michael right here.
you can just do where you come up on your toes, up, okay, reach up, come down, okay, and then you can come to your knees, and there's a couple ways you can do it. You can go one leg at a time, and then back up, 1. Okay, so that's
Got
one
it.
way to modify it.
Got it.
Instead of doing the whole jump up, back, down, and forth. That way, it's not as intense, and if you have contraindications for any of that other stuff, you can modify it like that.
If you can hear us, you can hear me still breathing heavy and hard. And that was only, if I'm estimating rounding up, 10. So you can imagine how good of a workout this is. We didn't even go outside. We all did it in our spaces that was real tight, and it was good. Aaron, is that, were you taking us somewhere else? Because I feel like I've reached destination on heart rate and and sweat. But is there more to this for those who might be watching along?
I can show you one more. I had 2, but I can show you one more because it's they're both. The burpee does a full body workout.
Right.
This next one is strictly core, and it's another one that a lot of people do not like. But it's if you want to do heavy moderate, this is where you're gonna have
where the
to
money
work
is.
up to.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
All right. So, can you see me?
Yo, we can see you just fine.
can
Gamal and I
see
are
you.
sitting
All right.
down. We're watching.
Okay. So this one is also taken from the one of those workouts, but I really like it because it works the core at all angles. So there's a modified version of this, but I'm going to show you the regular version first. So what you want to do is you want to come back. You want your feet lifted off of the ground.
Nice.
Okay. So if you can keep that balance. Now, right now my hands are on the ground, but what you want to do is bring them up. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go from one side to the other.
Ah,
Okay.
that looks good.
That looks very
Yeah,
effective.
I'm watching you. I'm getting tired. That's good.
All right.
Show us your abs. Go ahead. Show us your abs, Aaron.
So
No, I'm kidding. That's good.
no, I still got the winter abs. The winter abs are still there.
Nice. Nice.
Now, modified version of that is instead of lifting the feet up, you can put the feet down and work
Got it.
just the same way. It's not as intense, and you're not going to have the same pull or stretch or strain on the body.
Fantastic,
So-
man.
Now, this one you can do to your tolerance. But you normally try to do up to a minute.
Up to a minute.
But
Okay.
we won't do that today.
Yeah. Oh, such a shame because we're running out of time. But I really,
I know.
I was ready to, right, Gamal? We were ready. But
Listen, I mean, if we had a few more extra minutes, unfortunately we don't.
We're running close to the time. I hope you guys at home are actually getting these in there. They're actually good. They feel good, and already my mood has changed quite a bit. Thank you, Aaron, for that.
Yeah.
What Donnie Sheldon, my man Donald Sheldon, he said, "What's the chair for?" The chair is for when I feel like I'm going to pass out, Donnie, and I gotta sit my behind down to bring it back together. It's like, Listen, we've got to keep moving because really time has kind of blown past. And if you're jumping in with us, I'm with Aaron Waters and Gamal Alexander, two great human beings doing wonderful things in the community. Gamal, let's kind of move right into your stuff because
let's jump right in.
Because I want to get there, if we can.
Sure.
G, can you give us some tips, maybe 3 things someone can do right now that will help them with their mental health during this, what I call COVID Christmas, right? It's a unique time when we're in isolation. Yeah.
Number 1, start where you are.
Start where you are.
Start where you are. Many times when we're looking into mental health, spiritual health, we tend to want to jump in with both feet and do all the things, right? And so we come across a list on Google. We read Psychology Today. We came across something in Reader's Digest, and they have the 10 things that are going to get you happy. And you do all 10 of them for 2 days, and then you don't do them anymore.
Right.
Or the list seems so extensive, so daunting that you don't try anything at all. I say start where you are. And so if where you are is doing one thing, then do that one thing. If where you are, for instance, I have a very short attention span. And so sometimes where I am is my 1-minute devotion. I have a devotional by Henry Blackaby. I keep it in my bathroom. It is 1 minute. Now, I know as a pastor, you're supposed to pray for hours on end, right? There's sometimes when I just cannot. I don't have I'm not in the mental space. I for whatever reason, multiple reasons, I just can't do it. That's okay. Start where you are.
Very good.
Because it's better than not starting at all.
Right.
Okay? And the second thing I would tell anyone who wanted to look into their spiritual health, mental health, is to stay consistent. Consistently grow. All right. And so you start where you are, then you consistently grow. What does consistency look like? Consistently growing looks like starting where you are and then building on that in time as you're comfortable. You're starting where you are, then you're building on that foundation in time as you're comfortable. What does that look like for me? That looks like my 1-minute devotional along with my gratitude journal. And then as I'm getting comfortable with that as a routine, then I may add a chapter of the Psalms with it. Now, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, but eventually, like with anything, you'll know when it gets too easy. You'll know when it no longer serves you. You will know when you can do more. And as you can do more, then by all means, dig deeper. By all means, do add to your spiritual health. But don't think that you have to start at 10 when you're really at 1. Okay?
Ooh, that's good.
And then the third thing I would, and final thing I'd say is give yourself a break. All right. And I think I've saved the best for last because really that's the most important. You start where you are, you consistently grow. But along the growth process, there are going to be slips, there are going to be falls. There are days when I forget to do even the 1-minute devotion. It happens. There are days when I don't journal. There are days when my mind wanders. I don't feel like meditating. There are days when I don't feel like reading scripture or time gets away from me. Sometimes I roll over, I pick up my phone first thing. I get on Twitter and my whole day
Disappears.
It just disappears.
Yeah.
But so long as there is tomorrow, and there's another chance for you to get it right, and continue to remind yourself, continue to encourage yourself that so long as there's tomorrow, there's another chance to get it right. Matter of
Ooh.
fact, so long as there's later, there's
Mm.
another chance to get it right. Give yourself a break. The new routine doesn't have to start on Monday.
Ah.
Your resolution doesn't have to start on New Year. You can
Come on now.
tomorrow. You can tonight. You can right now.
Yes.
Begin the first day of the rest of your life, if you want to. But it takes being kind to yourself, forgiving yourself for past mistakes,
Hey,
not beating yourself
forgive
for
yourself.
not for not doing it, or for not being good at it.
Mm.
It's okay. Even Elijah wanted to kill himself. All
Ooh,
right.
come on now, say that word. Say that word.
So
Come on, I'm
it's
about to
all
slap
right.
you.
Preach it. Preach it.
Come on now.
There's so many luminaries in the Bible.
Woo.
Let me tell you a secret about biblical luminaries. They didn't lie. They didn't live their lives as luminaries.
Mm.
We get the highlights in the Bible.
Mm.
Okay? We get the highlight reels. We don't get the entire game. Paul had his ups and downs.
Yes.
Daniel had his ups and downs. Abraham had his ups and downs.
Mm.
But guess what? My grace is sufficient for thee.
Hey.
Right? My grace is sufficient for thee. Be
That's
kind
a
to
word.
yourself.
That's
Those
a
are the three
word.
things I give you.
Oh, that's good, Gamal. Thank you so much for
That's
those of you guys
powerful.
listening.
That's powerful.
Yeah, that's a word. That's a word. I want to read something from you to you. In case you
Okay.
may not have
Let's see
remembered
if I
you wrote
recognize
this. Right. You may have to call this part darling if you get to that.
Yeah.
You wrote, the enemy would like nothing more than to leave you exposed in the naked shame of your past. The reason why I
wrote
read
that?
this, yeah, right. It's from it's from this book. I just want, yeah, page 39 for your reference. The reason why I read this is because this also has some mental and emotional implications. Mm-hmm. Too many people imprison themselves by the identity of who they were and not who they are becoming. And so I want to ask you, could you give us one tangible, practical thing people can do to practice being freed from this prison? I'll read it again. The enemy would like nothing more than to leave you exposed in the naked shame of your past.
Yes. So I am divorced. And for a while, I walked in and identified myself as my divorce. What I had to come to realize is, first of all, no one can embarrass you without your permission. Okay, and so you're walking around with shame from a past. Regardless of whatever that past entails, you're walking around with shame from a past that you don't have to carry should you choose to put it down.
Wow.
Okay. And so with that, I had to come to grips with another truth, and that truth is this: freedom is not something I have to attain; it's a gift I can receive. The scripture says, "He who the Son sets free is free indeed." Come on now. You're not setting yourself free. The Son has set you free. If you receive it, you are free indeed. And so those two together, no one can embarrass you without your permission, and freedom is a gift you receive, not something you attain. Those two together have allowed me to walk toward a future, a bright future with my head held high, knowing that the past is already taken care of. Yes. Human beings look at the past because that's all they can look at. They're not I am, right? Come on now. So I am can see past, present, and future. Yes. Human beings can only review the past because the moments are happening to us in real time and we don't know what tomorrow holds. You are either going to look at your life through the perspective of people or through the perspective of providence. And if you look at your life through the perspective of providence, he's not dealing with back there. He's God. He's not dealing with now. He's God. He can deal with tomorrow. And he says, I know the plans I have for you.
Who knows it?
Right?
He does.
Plans to give you a future and an expected end.
My.
I choose to live my life through the eyes of providence.
Yes. Ooh, mercy.
And I encourage you to do the same thing.
We got to stop. I'm about to break into tongues
That's
right now. I don't even know how to do it. I'm just
That's
don't get me going, man. Wow, that's a word. Yeah, Aaron, you right on that, man. That's a word. Thank you so much, Gamal. And for those of you who stuck with us, if you're still here, we are now going to do this right here. I'm going to give y'all this copy of this particular book of grace, and then we're going to do one because you have one of faith too, don't you, Gamal?
Yes, grace and faith. Those are my two daughters' names.
Wow.
And so the books are named after them.
So so this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to give this away. If you are still online with us, we're down to about a minute left. We're going to go a little bit over time because I want to make sure I get a book for those of you who are willing. Plus, P.S. Aaron, I want to gift you one anyways, man, because you came on. I want to thank you so much, bro, for doing that. So you choose between grace or faith, and I'll make sure you get that. And for those of you who are watching along, if you are still on with us, and you would like this gift, I want you to drop a comment into our comment box right now so that we know you're still on here. Okay, you can just put, hey, I'm here, or just indicate to us somehow so we know you're still watching along. I know you're still there because I see you guys viewership here. So just drop in here and say I'm here so we can pick from that lineup of viewers, okay? I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to do that right now. Okay, Monica, I see you. Mercy, yes, yeah. So please keep dropping in that comments, and we'll pick one for grace and one for faith. And as I'm waiting for you guys to drop in, hey, Ruby, fantastic. Matthew, thank you. Okay, keep popping that in there so we know. We're going to play Love One, Leave One. There's my man, Don. Okay, right. Jill, all right. Doug D's. Dougie Fresh. All right, fantastic. We're going to play Love One, Leave One real quick. It's a minute and a half long. At the end of that, we're going to come back to your comments, and I'm going to let Gamal pick pick both of them for us, all right? G, you okay with that?
Fine.
Okay, cool. So while everybody's dropping in your bits, we're going to play a game I like to call Love One, Leave One, gentlemen. It's real quick, real easy. It's a minute and a half long. I'm going to give you two options. You have to tell me which one you love or which one you'll leave. Whatever you choose to love, you get to enjoy for the rest of your life. Like it's going to be good and wonderful and consistent. Whatever you don't choose, that thing disappears for eternity for the rest of humanity. So human beings will blame you for no longer being able to have this one thing. Okay? No pressure, but this is a love it or hate it kind of moment. Okay, fellas, are you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna count us off, and then we're gonna do it. Here we go. Okay, LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Love LeBron, leave Jordan.
I'm doing the opposite.
All right. Okay, 50% of the world's gonna hate each of you. Okay, tacos or pizza?
Ooh, I'm a New Yorker, so I'm loving pizza. I'm leaving tacos.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with him. I really love pizza.
All right. Gonna be a lot of angry taco lovers. Cycling or basketball?
Ooh, I can't play ball, so I love cycling. I leave ball. I can't play ball at all.
I can't play ball anymore because my knees won't let me. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and love cycling.
Okay. Eating or exercise?
Love eating.
Love eating.
Are you just copying each other? Romantic movies.
We have to eat.
Romantic movies or horror?
Ooh, love romantic.
Romantic movies or horror?
Yeah.
Romantic.
Okay. I'm living romantic.
Be 12 feet tall or be 3 feet tall?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with 12.
Be 3 feet tall because then I can do cool stuff like Mini-Me and Austin Powers.
1980s hammer pants or 1970s bell bottoms?
Bell bottoms.
Oh.
Good work, y'all. Fantastic. And thanks everybody for jumping on and playing along. Yeah, love those comments, love those answers. See, what happened here was you two, because you had a love for both of those things, started to explain why you wanted to keep one thing or another, which just burned your time, fellas. You wasted too much time explaining. You just needed to be like, this is what I'm having. Move on. Now.
you hit some hot topics there, though.
You did.
You got pizza versus taco.
Gamal went into like a dissertation on some of this stuff. He's like,
listen, I can tell you why I love pizza.
In the 18th century, when they made ovens, brick ovens. Fantastic work. Okay, my friends, thank you all for staying up with us and enjoying this time. I hope you really were able to get some fitness in and got some tips for your mobility, your function, and for your health, as well as some great tips for you mentally and spiritually and emotionally. Here at the end, I'm going to invite Gamal to pick one, and I'm going to invite Aaron to pick the other. Okay, so just if you guys could just take a quick look through our comments and pick a name.
I know.
At your leisure.
I know Monica was the first one that you called out.
Yes, Monica was there.
So we got to give one to Monica.
Okay.
That's my
Monica. If you are still on, Monica, let us know. You get
she
Grace.
hung with us the whole time.
Yeah, she did. Monica, you're gonna pick up Grace, and Aaron, I'm gonna let you pick up whoever you want to have the book Faith. We've got quite a few individuals popping back in here. So, Aaron, pick one of those and we'll send it out. Now, Monica, by the way, if you are watching, I'm going to need to get your information. So, DM us so that I can have that, and we'll make sure you get the book, Grace.
I'll make sure I get that to you, Monica.
Oh, Gamal, do you have connections with Monica?
No, but if you send me her stuff, I'll make sure I get her that book.
Boom.
Both of them. You send me their information, I'll make sure they get those books.
Boom. Got it. Fantastic. Aaron, you pick a name now.
Matt Bologna.
Matthew Bologna. All right.
Matt.
Fantastic. I got Matt's information. He's actually sitting about 12 feet away from me, 8, maybe 9 feet. Yeah, we got that. We got you.
Faith is yours.
Yes. We'll be able to hook Matthew up. And Monica, thank you, everybody, for jumping in with us today. And I hope you really enjoyed our tea time. I want to thank our special guest, Brother Aaron Waters, who has tons of experience in physical therapy, helping people through functional needs and pain. And I want to thank Gamal Alexander, our pastor, speaker, and author here in the GLAR region of Southern California Conference. And I want to thank both of them for being amazing gentlemen, to inspire those of you who are watching along that, yeah, man, you can do it. Put your mind to it, trust God, and go for it. As we close out today, Aaron, can you give us a sentence worth of an inspirational message to our peoples watching along? And then Gamal, could you end us out with just a quick inspirational sentence?
Sure.
I really like how he put it. Start where you can. Honestly, you can't try and go beyond where you're ready to start. So you just got to start, because once you start, then the rest will take care of itself. So just get started.
Fantastic. Thank you, Aaron. Gamal.
One of my favorite verses, I am so glad that our Father in heaven tells of the love in the book he has given. Wonderful things in the Bible I see, but this is the dearest, that Jesus loves me. And if you can remember that, that's all you need to know.
It's phenomenal. Thank you, my guys. And thank you all for joining us. Until next Tuesday, I want you guys to stay safe out there, be respectful of others, give love, considerate, and protect our neighbors. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday. Oh, by the way, next Tuesday, on this whole season of fitness, we're gonna have a few people on to cook and show us some cool recipes for the season. So
I need to be here.
Yeah, come on in here. I'm gonna be in the kitchen next week, and I'm gonna help them along. Hopefully, it won't be as bad as following Aaron's workouts. Until next week, my friends, be safe. God bless you from the One House. All of our love.
All right,
thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Tuesday tea time.